Whee! Okay, guys, what is going on? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live for a special late night edition. It is technically November 1st for 2 more minutes in my neck of the woods before we go to the second of the month. Tuesday night, feeling all right, out of sight. What is good, fam? Great to see you guys. A lot of familiar names in the chat. And we are going to get down to it, boppers. Lots of exciting stuff going on, as most of you are well aware of, and we're going to get down with it all tonight. And I am excited to be here with each and every one of you tonight. And we have so many exciting developments to cover tonight. And that is why I'm overusing the word excited, because it is exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is, my friends. But before we begin, if I could just ask you to smash that like button. It takes a split second of your time. Doesn't cost you a dime. Number one thing you can do to help a channel like this ascend through those tricky YouTube algorithms and all that stuff. So, yeah, also, if you're new here, if I could just ask you to consider subscribing. We've got a great little community here. Love to have you be a part of it. And, yeah, and we have such an awesome slice of the corner of the pie of the YouTubeosphere over here, and we've got a great community. We'd love to have you be a part of it. Also, if you'd like to become a member, memberships start at just $4 a month. That's $1 a week to support your man, Real Deal, and it unlocks some special features as well. Who do we have in the chat tonight? We've got the Hump Deezy, we got Alan Schneider, we got Keith Havens, we got Corey E, the Zombie Doge Army. MD Hewitt, I haven't seen that name in a bit. Good to see you. Who else? Mike Tracy, of course, and others, and the list goes on. Hey, what do you know? If you're not awake, get awake. Slap yourself in the face. Take some coffee, get an energy drink, maybe a little green tea, put a little pep in your step, because we're going to go for a nice ride, ladies and gentlemen. So, Elon's Twitter, that is the topic of tonight. I'm going to cover most of the show. Most of the show is going to be covered talking about Twitter and Elon's acquisition of it, what it means going forward, what information has come out in the last 48 hours that are essentially game changers to what's been going on here, and on how I feel about it, how you guys feel about it, and what can we expect and anticipate going forward as essentially a component of the American cultural landscape takes a curious turn, right? Some people are very outraged by this. Some people are very titillated. How about that for an adjective, right? By all the developments here. So BBC is reporting Elon Musk says $8 monthly fee for Twitter blue tick. Elon Musk said Twitter will charge $8 a month for Twitter users who want to be a part of have a blue tick by their name indicating a verified account. As part of changes after Elon's takeover of Twitter, Mr. Musk said it was essential to beat the spam and scams. A blue tick mark next to a username, normally for high-profile figures, is currently free. The move can make it harder to identify reliable sources, say critics. Mr. Musk, richest man in the world, added that paid users would have priority in replies and searches, half as many advertisements. Power the people. Blue for $8 a month, the billionaire said on Twitter, criticizing the old method of blue tick verification as lords and a peasant system. Twitter's former method of verifying users for a blue tick included a short online application form reserved for those whose identities were targets for impersonation, such as celebrities, politicians, and journalists. The company introduced the system in 2009 after it faced a lawsuit accusing it of not doing enough to prevent imposter accounts. But Mr. Musk is facing a hefty challenge as he works to overhaul Twitter's business, which has not posted a profit in years. He says he wants to reduce Twitter's reliance on advertising, even as some companies have grown concerned about advertising on the site under his leadership. And it goes on and it goes on. So I have mixed feelings about this one, to be honest. I I can't imagine that Elon hasn't thought of the things that I'm about to talk about, and I'm hoping and assuming that he does have a plan, right? So I do think this is a very interesting proposal. I think it can be a tremendous revenue generator for the site, which he needs to have to start to start making some of that 44 billion back, right? My concern is, and I'm not even like huge, but I have about what I have about 13,000 followers on my newer profile, and even at 13,000 profiles, I have impersonator profiles that are created all the time. And the problem is these impersonator profiles are always trying to scam good folks like you by tricking them into by tricking them by convincing folks like you that it's me, so that you give them money for investments that you never see back. And I already have a big problem already trying to correct this all the time. And it has been a real issue. I think as it stands right now, I think there's three or four fake Steven Steele profiles out there. So be careful in case you come across one of these profiles and you're wondering, and this doesn't just apply to me, but it applies to anyone else. If you're wondering, that has a larger following, if you're wondering if it's the right profile or not, the way you can quickly tell is look at the spelling of the name in the handle, in the Twitter handle. And usually there's one minor misspelling. Which you can tell. Like my Twitter is simply Mr. Steven Steele, Mr. Steven Steele. And all my impersonator profiles have like an extra E or an extra N or a missing E, something like that. That's pretty much, without me having a blue check, that's how you can readily identify who's who. So with Elon's proposal, it's interesting because if anyone can buy a blue ticker for $8 a month, that means scammers and impersonators can also afford to get blue checks next to their name. So if all of those people, if my impersonators are suddenly getting blue checks next to their name, and then we're all verified, now it will give an impression of assumed authenticity for people that frankly don't deserve it and are trying to scam people. I think, and I was just talking about this on David G's Twitter space before I came on here. That's why I was running a couple minutes late, so my apologies for that. But I think, it's a shame that I'm shadow banned on Twitter, because before I was shadow banned, Elon Musk would, I know he would see my tweets in his timeline, and I know sometimes he would stop on my page due to his Twitter activity, engaging with me now and again. That doesn't happen now because I'm shadow banned. And so, which is another concern I'll get to shortly. Now, the thing is, and I think if this could get to Elon, I think the perfect proposal would be to require a government ID verification to get the blue check. So that would take a lot of this out of the equation. I think this would solve a lot of the problems, because if you require a government issued ID to get that verification, well, obviously scammers and impersonators are not going to be able to come up with that, right? Or have a very difficult time doing so. So that being said, I think obviously that information, those government IDs, should be top secret as far as privacy between Twitter as a company and the individual. Also, I think there should be two different tiers of check marks. I think celebrities and athletes and musical artists, etc., actors, authors, I think that tier of check marks should stay there. And perhaps they should also pay an $8 a month fee as well. I don't know. I haven't decided on that. That could have a bearish effect on and cause people to leave, but I don't think so. I don't think the exodus would be quite as big as some are proposing it might be. And then have a second tier of checkmark that anyone can access for $8 a month that would essentially authenticate you as your real self, number one, and number two, give you extra features that Elon has briefly talked about. So it would essentially be like having a Twitter Blue membership plus new extra features on top of that. So I wish there was some way I could get these proposed ideas to Elon, because I do think the combination of things that I'm talking about would safely take care of all these things while still generating a lot of extra revenue and also kind of democratizing the playing field for fuller check marks. First super chat coming in. Fast and the Curious, a.k.a. Jason Huffman. Good to see you, my friend. Kicking things off with a $5 make you holler. Says number one. Right back at you, my friend. You're number one in my book. You always have been. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Alan says, hey, I'm liking the 125% gains here this last week. I assume you're talking about with Dogecoin. Dogecoin, holding steady, seemingly finding a new floor right about at 14 cents as we take a look at the live chart here. If we take a look at the day with Dogecoin, we are, well, it's the beginning of the day, so we're not going to get that much of a chart. The day just started over. But if we look at the weekly chart, just a beauty of a chart. Look at that. Exactly what you want to see. The 2 steps forward, 1 step back, which is the healthiest sort of pattern that you want to see. Lots of healthy retracements here with some peaks and valleys, but overall ascending beautifully upwards. And that's what you want, obviously. So, here we are 1 week ago today. We were right at about 6.5, and this was the beginning of the breakout because the day right before this, we were hanging out just under 6 cents, and that's when we started to elevate as looming news of Elon's acquisition of Twitter started coming in. So I love it. So good times to be a Dogecoin enthusiast, Dogecoin holder. Good times if you are a proponent of free speech. And hopefully Elon really sticks by his ethos as it relates to free speech as we move forward with Twitter under his tenure. Hollywood Reporter reporting today. Elon Musk defends controversial blue checkmark plan to Stephen King. And this is pretty funny if you missed it. So Stephen King had a pretty funny dust-up with Elon on Twitter. The new Twitter owner has fired back at the author, whose horrified "F that" reaction to a plan to charge for verification went viral. We need to pay the bills somehow. How about $8? So that was, if you missed it, Elon's initial plan was to charge $20 a month for verification, which had a lot of mixed reactions. So Elon then has started negotiating and decided that the new fare would be $8 a month. Elon has responded to Stephen King's horrified reaction as his reported plan to charge all verified users for their blue check mark. And in the process, confirmed the surprising and controversial idea is in the works. On Monday, King went viral with his reaction to report that Musk wanted to charge verified users a whopping $20 a month to keep their checkmark status. $20 a month to keep my blue checkmark? King tweeted to his 6.9 followers, F that, they should pay me. If that gets instituted, I'm gone like Enron. When a reader told King he could afford the fee, the best-selling author replied, it ain't the money, it's the principle of the thing. Yeah, sure. I mean, let's take a look at what Stephen King's net worth these days is, shall we? Let's see. Stephen King net worth 2022. So Stephen King's net worth is approximately $600 million. So here we have a guy whose net worth is $600 million, and he's complaining about $8 a month fee. I mean, and then he's saying that the Twitter should pay him for blessing us with his presence on Twitter. I mean, the ego on this guy is astounding. I mean, yeah, fair enough. He is a brilliant author. I mean, I just rewatched the movie, for example, a week or two ago, Christine, That is my favorite Stephen King movie. And it's not most people's favorite Stephen King movie or Stephen King inspired movie, but I love Christine. It's a 1985. It's about a 1958 decked out car that's possessed and goes on a killing spree. It's pretty awesome. It's very, if you haven't seen Christine, it's brilliantly done as far as it's a classic, kitschy, camp 80s horror film. It's got everything you want. My first thought was when I saw this exchange between Stephen King and Elon Musk, I'm like, Stephen King, you're worth $600 million and you're complaining about this. Then he's like, well, it's not that, it's the principle of it. I'm like, my next thought was, you do realize you can still use Twitter without having the blue check, right? You can still use Twitter without being verified. So we'll see how this shakes out. Again, this could be another situation too, or I heard Dom, I forget his last name, but I was mixing it up in a Twitter space with him right before here as well in David G's room. But he was saying he was saying that Elon could be playing dumb for this first month with this checkmark thing, so he could just get a huge revenue generator and then move to different tiers of checkmarks. If you hear some extra breathing, that is my dog Remy competing for my attention and licking my face as I broadcast to you live podcast style. So Remy, she always does this when I go live with you guys. As you well know, when I'm on camera, you always see Remy competing for my attention. When we go live, that's just how he does. So, Stephen King, he's kind of falls into like this old school. Like I empathize with it to a certain degree, but I mean, with all due respect, I think the guy's kind of out of touch and needs to update his perspective on a few things. But still, you can't take away the incredible body of work that he has authored. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. We've got Pig Tuba. Welcome, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while. Team Kubrick. I love Stanley Kubrick, if that's what you're referring to. King hated Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining 2. Talk about being out of touch. Is that right? Leo, I didn't know that. That does say a lot. I mean, The Shining is another, speaking of horror movie masterpiece, yes, that is that is really something. So I'm kind of laying down on my bed podcast style with you guys right now, and my dog Remy is literally standing right on top of my chest and licking my face. Remy, you're just gonna have to chill right now, sweetheart. Okay, so Captain Jack, good to see you, says, hey Stephen, Doge Army. Good to see you, my friend. I love the movie Captain Jack starring Kurt Russell. I love Kurt Russell, one of my favorite actors, a real man's man. Also starred in another one of my favorite movies, Big Trouble in Little China. Who has seen Big Trouble in Little China? They really need to make a sequel to that. I tell you what, if they made a sequel to Big Trouble in Little China, put that sucker in 3D. I'm there. I'll pay $20, $30 to see it. I swear to God. And also, what's his name? Carpenter. Carpenter directed that movie and soundtracked it as well. He's a brilliant soundtrack artist. He actually, I know I'm going on a lot of tangents tonight, guys, but that's just the nature of the late night shows. But John Carpenter actually assembled a band a few years ago. I want to say about 5, 6, 7 years ago. And he put out a new album featuring some of his earlier works with his new band soundtrack. It's all soundtrack music and some new tracks as well. All brilliant. It's a double album. The name eludes me. Look it up. You won't regret it. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, he went on tour with that band and played all those songs. And I got to see them. I think it's in San Francisco. I went to see that show when I was out there, and it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, he's also responsible for directing and soundtracking Escape from New York. So Kurt Russell and John Carpenter really have the connection, right? The connection. Anyway, getting back to the news, Elon Musk tweet causes Dogecoin spike inspires scam cryptos. So of course, a million different tokens with every name associated with Elon and Twitter popped up, as they usually do. They usually last a couple days, right? And that's kind of the nature of that game, that high risk, high reward stuff. I don't think it's really notable to go into that anymore, and I don't want to give any of those tokens particular shout outs. Anyway, so I know news outlets are reporting that hate speech increased under Twitter after Elon Musk takeover study finds, and this is a real narrative that the mainstream media has ran with. What's curious about this, and they say that racial epithets have really increased since Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter. But when you look into the data further, what they found, which is really curious, and not to put on my tinfoil hat, but this is just the facts of what happened. A lot of heavily botted profiles suddenly appeared when that acquisition came through, and they were all saying the same couple of phrases in the same way, as almost it was like a bot attack. So it seems to me that somebody or an organization, an entity, if you will, was responsible for launching, and these are all new profiles too, new botted profiles to automatically generate a lot of racial epithets onto Twitter in efforts to make Elon Musk look bad after the newly acquiring the platform. That's my theory anyway. I could be wrong, but looking at what I've seen surrounding it, that's what it appears to be. Alex, thanks for the $1 super chat. Appreciate you, my man. Gulf Coast Tim, good to see you. It says 20-cent Doge tomorrow. My friend, the way things are going, I wouldn't doubt it. I could see 20-cent Dogecoin tomorrow. I think I personally am of the mindset that Doge sitting even at 14 cents right now is an absolute bargain long term. And I will get into the reasons why I feel that way as well. Stephen1 says, I'm still an upcoin holder. Congratulations, my friend. I got to say, I mean, just to touch on them real quick, I haven't heard from them in a long time, but I know that pretty much became a community-owned project that's still going with under new leadership. And those folks have always been, the new guys that took over the devs or whatever, they've always been real nice to me. They've always been real nice to me. So, I did see a reply tweet. When did that happen? Regarding what? Now, I recently retweeted Elon Musk replying to me on Twitter because I just thought it was very timely in lieu of recent events. I think it was almost a year ago, that tweet, maybe 9 months ago, where I said, I might be paraphrasing here, one of the best things about Elon either owning Twitter or starting his own social media platform is that there will be a Dogecoin tip jar, to which Elon simply responded with a 100% emoji. Speaking of Twitter replies that have confirmed a few things today. This is pretty encouraging. So a Twitter user said, have you asked Elon Musk, have you been working on a Doge solution for Twitter or working with devs for a Doge payment system on Twitter? Elon Musk just responded with the looking eyes emoji. And I mean, what other conclusion can we draw from that other than that's exactly what he's doing? That's exactly what he's working on, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And just further confirmation that Elon Musk is currently working on a Dogecoin integration into Twitter. I think the level of integration will likely be very significant. This is really exciting stuff. As I said before, this is the chapter. We have turned into a new chapter. We are operating on a different plane. I mean, as Dogecoin holders, we're operating on a different plane. We have reached a new era, a new chapter in mass adoption and popularization as it relates to Dogecoin and usability. Steven Steele, do you have this on Spotify of what's playing? I do, and I believe the artist is Carl Casey, but I don't know the exact track name. Beef Supreme Oh, Stonks Reddit. Yeah, that was him. That guy, I'm going to hold my tongue on that guy. I'll put it that way. So this is very encouraging stuff. There's a lot to look forward to. I think the level of Dogecoin integration that we will see in days coming is going to be very significant. And consequentially, I think this will have a pretty tremendous bullish effect on the overall market value of Dogecoin. I don't think it's done running. I know most people have been predicting that Dogecoin is going to stall out between 9 cents and 12 cents for a really long time. I'm not saying that won't happen, but I think that's the much more less likely scenario. We are up about 111, 112% over the last 7 days. I certainly don't think it's done running. Even when you look at about an hour and a half ago, it must have been a little longer than that. Let's see here. Oh, I wish we could go back because we touched almost 16 cents earlier this evening. And I think we're going to continue. We're going to continue to see new higher lows, and which will continue to propel the market value of Dogecoin going forward. Is see how things have smoothly been on the smoothly upward trajectory over the last week. We have no reason to believe that continuation won't keep happening, particularly as we move forward under the Elon acquisition of Twitter and Dogecoin integration announcements begin to roll out. Alex Price coming in with $5 make you holler. What do you see the what do you see the upcoming election going to do short term for crypto? Do you see Doge integration happening sooner or later? First of all, thank you for the super chat, Alex. Appreciate it. What effect are the midterm elections going to have on crypto? Well, to be fair, the last round of proposals as it relates to cryptocurrency that the current president put out was more favorable to cryptocurrency than I was initially expecting. So got to give credit where credit's due. That being said, I do have a lot of distrust when it comes to a lot of the appointees in the administration, particularly Gary Gensler and the rest. So what direct effect will the midterms have? I think it'll likely be bullish because traditionally the midterms usually heavily favor the out of power party. So no matter what party is currently in power, it always flips the other, not always, but most all the time, the midterms always flips the other way. And I think that we can more than likely anticipate a pretty hefty red wave coming in, if you will, for the midterms. And overall, Republicans have made statements that have been more favorable to traders of both stocks and crypto. So I think it'll be, I think it'll likely have a more bullish effect on the crypto market. And the sooner or later for Dogecoin integration, I think we're going to be moving sooner, honestly. And by sooner, I would say within the next couple of months. I don't think this is going to drag on like a year or anything. Elon Musk just tweeted out on Halloween, a little more now than 24 hours ago, a literal Doge, his dog, which is the Shiba Inu, lest I remind you guys, his dog Floki, is a literal Shiba. So, Elon's fascination with Dogecoin runs so deep that he literally bought a dog that inspired by the mascot of this particular cryptocurrency. And those of you who haven't seen it, he posted a Halloween picture of a jack-o'-lantern with the Twitter logo carved out of it, and then it had his Floki also donning, sitting there next to the pumpkin, donning a Twitter logo T-shirt. So I don't know what bigger sign he could give us that this is coming. I don't know what bigger sign that Elon Musk could give folks to signal to load up on Dogecoin now, and now is the time to do it, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Anything could happen in this market, but this is one of the closest things that I could see to a sure thing for bull signals coming through, that Elon is literally telling you what's coming. He's literally telling you what's coming, and it's all bodes very bullish for Dogecoin. Now, is it possible under Elon's tenure with Twitter that it's not a successful tenure and that the popularity of Twitter goes down under Elon? It is possible, and I gotta say, his proposal regarding the verification badges does make me question his judgment to a degree, but I think the worst case scenario, I think that there will be a lot more nuance to this policy that will make it all make much more sense in the near future. So, and keep in mind, everything Elon Musk has touched has been a very successful venture. So it'd be pretty improbable that Twitter would be an exception to that rule. Corsvis has told you he's going to do it. 701 says Elon backs Doge 100%. 701 also says smash that like button. High school. Hey, you remember that line, huh? I want you to smash that like button like you'd smash your first celebrity crush. First high school celebrity crush. That's right. That's right. You guys got good memories, man. What's going on with Alan? Prayers for Alan? Let's see. Let's check on my friends. Alan, you dealing with an illness? Let's see. Bad health news, so I'm rearranging my life. My friend, DM me anytime. If you want to talk about bad health news, I've been there. I am there. I got your back, my friend. So yeah, feel free to hit up my DMs, and we'll be praying for you. At worst, I have liver biopsy or whatever it's called. Yeah, we'll talk, Alan. The question is, do you think it will hit 99 cents? Yeah, that is a common question, right? Will Dogecoin hit $1? I think, yeah. I think it will. I don't, as I always said it, I don't know when, but I strongly favor the opinion that Dogecoin will not only hit $1, but go beyond. Doge Extra in the mix. Good to see you. I saw some recent developments with DogeX, the NFT project, with some computer animation DogeX characters. Really impressive stuff, and I'm really impressed with the direction the community has taken that. I really think that was the best thing that could possibly have happened to DogeX, was the community taking that over there. And I'm glad those guys are still hanging in, still putting the work in over there and developing that. And so yeah, I always like to keep an eye on what those guys are doing. Just a great group of quality people over there. Let's see what else. I got other notes here, folks. So let's see what's going on. Let's just take a look at Elon's replies. He's just been on fire on Twitter lately. So Elon just tweeted out while we were on the air here. Yale Roth said, we're staying vigilant against attempts to manipulate conversations about the 2022 midterms. Read on for independent analysis of our teams. Elon Musk responded, Twitter will not allow anyone who was deplatformed for violating Twitter rules back on the platform until we have a clear process for doing so, which will at least take a few more weeks. I suppose it's sensible. Twitter's Content Moderation Council will include representatives with widely divergent views, which certainly includes civil rights community and groups who face hate-fueled violence. So I gotta tell you, I gotta keep it real. I did background on this head of safety and integrity at Twitter, Mr. Yale Roth. When you look at the history of his tweets, it gets pretty cringe. And it's right. It's his right to. I believe in very strong proponent of free speech. It's his right to be cringe, but it does make me cringe that Elon Musk is still retaining him as head of safety and integrity, personally. And then also, it does concern me that Elon Musk hasn't condemned this statement, right? From, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Yoel. I can only assume it's Yoel Roth. Again, let me read this tweet from Yoel Roth, head of safety and integrity at Twitter. We're staying vigilant against attempts to manipulate conversations about the 2022 U.S. midterms. Uh-oh. Sounds a little bit like thought policing to me. Sounds a little bit like the old Twitter. What does that mean? Well, it kind of sounds like we're staying vigilant about conversations surrounding the midterms. Excuse me, sir, why? Are people not allowed to have different opinions about the outcomes of the incoming elections? Are people not allowed to question the perspectives, even if they want to do so in a crude manner? I think they should be. What do you guys think? It's my thinking that I'll just say it. I'm skeptical of even having a council like this in place. Now, I'm not saying there shouldn't be any sort of moderation process to oversee things. I wouldn't say I'm a total absolutist in that regard, but at the same time, unless it's, vicious, targeted slander and harassment, particularly the stuff that encourages harm, I do think people should be deplatformed for that. But outside of that, I think people should feel free to question elections and question certain medicines if they're right for them or not. I don't mean this in a partisan way. Wherever you are on the spectrum, I really don't care. But I think people should have a right to do that without any fear of repercussion. And it sounds like the current, still sitting head of safety and integrity at Twitter feels otherwise. And I think that's a problem. Elon Musk is in a tough position, and I think he's just trying to moderate and calm the waters. And hopefully as he moves forward, his previous statements regarding free speech will be his guide. So I guess that's what I got to say about that, huh? Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see what the room's got to say. Alan Snyder puts safety and integrity in quotes. Yeah. Did I say thought? No, I did not. I am pro-thought, however. I'm not anti-thought. But I don't fund them, though, either. You know what I mean? Hector the Dude says, I love your channel. Love you back, Hector. Thank you so much. Benzinga. Dogecoin sprints higher even as Bitcoin and Ethereum lag, but Metro Singles party could be over soon for the meme coin. I don't think so. I'll tell you, folks, a lot of people that haven't been long-time holders of Dogecoin, particularly a lot of the most prominent technical analysis guys, were all telling their followers and their call channels and their subscribers, hey, get in now at Dogecoin at 5.5 cents, 6 cents. It's going to pump to around 8 cents. Make sure you sell off right at 8 cents and don't hold it any longer than that. Don't hold it any longer than 8 cents. And so what happened? Everybody dumped at 8 cents. So we did see a dump there corresponding to the chart. And then we ran up again and it smashed through that resistance of 8 cents and ascended to 15 cents. So here these folks missed out on huge gains because they weren't familiar with the bullish potential that Dogecoin carries. But I think most folks listening to this show know better. Alex Price, thank you again for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for helping to keep the lights on over here at Steele HQ. Alex says the idea of the pendulum swinging is true. This pendulum isn't working under physics, but in opinion. Elon opened up the platform for it to actually be used for discourse. Really well stated super chat there, Alex, and thanks for enriching the conversation and for supporting the show. Appreciate you. I think that's really well said. You know, I've spoke on this in the past where we find ourselves in an era of I like to call it overcorrection due to things, injustices that happened in the past. So it's understandable and I empathize. But what has happened is consequentially we have overcorrected where now the pendulum has swung so far the other way that you end up discriminating against entire other swaths and groups of people. And I think more and more people have become increasingly cognizant of this, particularly over the last year. So I think we're now moving into an era of more balance, right? More balance. And so I think that's good. Dang, AVAX. Is AVAX at $18? Oh my gosh. I'm holding AVAX. I kind of forgot I was holding it because it's tied up in Voyager. And we know what happened there. But fortunately, it looks like I'll be getting about 80-85% of my portfolio back there. But let's take a look at AVAX. As you guys know, I've been a fan of that for a long-term hold. But I'm still down. I got to say, I'm still really down on my AVAX. AVAX up for about 8% for the week, about 7% for the month. I still think buying AVAX at $18 a coin is a pretty good deal personally. Ethereum, of course, riding almost at 1,600, up 21% for the month, up about 7% for the week. And thank goodness, Ethereum was looking pretty miserable for a while. So it's good to see it doing what it should be doing. And Bitcoin, of course, Bitcoin still the market leader, unfortunately, riding at about 20.5 thousand. Again, as we move forward into this new era, we have seen days where Dogecoin has been predominantly moving the market more than Bitcoin. I think this will continue to happen more and more. And it's going to happen more and more as Dogecoin increases in popularity, increases in market cap. And I do think, as I've said since I first started broadcasting back in the good old days, that we're going to find Doge upwards of three or four top market cap worldwide. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I do think that we've really turned the corner on for that to become a reality. So just good stuff. Good stuff. Let's take a look at my notes again, gang. See what's going on. You know, I kind of want to dovetail off of that with this last Bazinga article that I brought up. Again, the headline says Dogecoin sprints higher even as Bitcoin and Ethereum lag, but metric signals. But I don't think it's going to be over soon. I really don't. And I think we're going to continue to see Dogecoin really kind of lead the market more and more as this moves forward. I got to tell you, folks. For a while, I really didn't think that Elon was going to pull it off with the acquisition of Twitter. And I was wondering, consequently, I was concerned about the future of Dogecoin. Things were looking kind of bearish there. And I'm glad he finally sealed the deal for a number of reasons. But I think it'll have a positive impact on the overall culture. CoinDesk reporting Dogecoin futures rack up nearly 90 million liquidations over the weekend, an unusual move. There's some 647 billion of open interest on Dogecoin futures as of Monday. Insane, you guys. Insane volume we're talking about here. Unprecedented volume. Dogecoin trading over the weekend saw a market capitalization of over 10 billion and add over 90% value over the past week. Become one of the largest liquidators among the futures of track crypto majors. Dogecoin racked up over 89 million. 89 million in liquidation since Friday amid the volatile trading as Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter occurred. Musk has been a major supporter of Doge, which has become a proxy for sentiment about him. The entrepreneur's statements about the token have also consistently influenced its price, previously reported. Essentially, I mean, there's no doubt about it more than ever before that Dogecoin is synonymous with Elon Musk and vice versa. They are joined at the hip. You can't have one without the other. And so Dogecoin is synonymous with the culture of Musk. David Ghosteen just tweeted out now, November is the month we go parabolic. I hope he's right. I think that November is going to be a bullish month for all crypto, even meme coins. I need to do an episode soon of meme coins. I've been spending a great deal of time researching the low market cap market, the meme coin market, learning a lot in a short amount of time. What works, what doesn't work, signals to look for, all very beneficial stuff. If that interests any of you. Now, keep in mind that market is considerably more high risk, high reward, but it's fun. It's fun. It can be fun if if you take the precautions and don't get too caught up. Put it that way. There are a lot of Elon plays to put your money in all markets. Yes. Someone says falling asleep. I'm out. Okay, my friend. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you on the flip. Huh? So what do you think? Do you think November is going to be bullish? I certainly think so. Dogecoin also top trending again as we speak. Today is also the 17th birthday of the original Doge, Kobaso, the original Shiba Inu from Japan. And the owner posted a picture of the dog with a cute Halloween bandana on her with a Doge flag holding up behind her. Pretty adorable. The official Dogecoin account tweeted this out. And Remy, our dog was donning a Halloween bandana as well. And Remy loves her bandanas. The second I take those bandanas off her, she looks scared and lost until they're put back on her neck. It's pretty cute. Alex Price coming in again with $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Elon fought for the value of Tesla, fought for the value of SpaceX. Signals for the value of Doge. It's difficult to assume he will succeed. It's difficult to not assume he will succeed with his plans for Doge. Eloquently stated once again, Mr. Price. Thank you for your continued support of the show. Thank you for keeping the lights on over here at Steele HQ. It's particularly appreciated because I'm getting hit with a whole slew of big bills all at once, my friends. You know how life could be sometimes. Yeah, I think that's an astute observation. Given his track record, there's no reason not to assume that Elon won't work his tail off for a Dogecoin, just like he has making the aforementioned a success, right? So again, I think of the long term of it, 14-cent Doge will likely be seen as a real steal of a deal. No pun intended. Listen, folks, it is 12:47 in the morning here in the Midwest. If you are on that East Coast, it's approaching bar time. West Coast, you're not doing so bad. You shouldn't be tired if you're under 50. It's 10:47 out in Cali. Let's see. What else? So I think what we can anticipate in coming days, 20-cent Dogecoin wouldn't surprise me if we reach 20-cent Dogecoin within November. I think that's a pretty fair probability, honestly. Stormer says Eastern time, going on that bar time, going on in 2 in the morning out there. Yes, indeed. So exciting stuff. It's great to have all you guys hanging out. This is nice. Braxton, sorry I didn't give you a shout out earlier. Saw that you're hanging around as well. You know what we're missing? We're missing Donna Tabuki. I tagged her in the tweet for the live, but I failed to text her. She usually likes a personalized text, and I just realized I didn't do that. Oh well. That's the good thing about YouTube is if you miss it live, you can always watch it back anytime you please. All right. So, Corey asks, do you think the Voyager deal will have any effect on this pump for Doge? Unlikely that'll have any significant effect, honestly. But what is good to see, even though I'm not a fan of Sam Bankman-Fried, that is one of the things I do agree with BitBoy Crypto on. I think his overall sphere of influence has not been good. But nevertheless, I am still grateful that FTX US is essentially acquiring Voyager to be able to work out getting most of our portfolios back. And I have a huge chunk of Doge on Voyager, so I really would like those Dogecoins back. And lesson learned, right? Lesson learned in terms of how to store your crypto. So, yes, indeed. But no, I don't think it's going to have any significant effect on the market. Zombie Doge is asking, can we get a Texas toast? There you go, my friend. Texas toast served right to you, hot, piping hot. All right. Did I miss anything else? I think I got about everything covered for tonight. We've been going on about an hour long. Good take in my opinion. I think it's only positive for holders from here. Yes, indeed. Alrighty. Unless you guys got any other questions for me, I think I'll start winding this one down. But don't worry, I will be back soon. For me, it's just a lot easier to do podcast style for now, so you can expect me to be back pretty semi-regularly podcast style, and then I'll start doing the camera thing a bit after that. So anyway, I want to thank every one of you guys for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. I think almost all of you follow me on Twitter. In the event that there are a few noobs in the audience, I'll put my Twitter link in the feed. I love staying connected with all you fine folks over there. Doge Extra says, ask Elon to get Big Bird back on Twitter, please. What happened to Big Bird? I will do my best. Corey Smith says, thanks, Steven. Still holding Steele coin. Yes, it's always a pleasure to meet another fellow Steeleonaire. Even pets love Steele coin. You know, not one person has ever lost $1 on Steele coin. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Kick back, relax. I'm going to leave you guys with the outro. Until next time, this is your man, Real Deal, Steven Steele, signing out. Getting this